Let's go.
Good thing, yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag. Couple hundred need a G-Wagons. Big tax on my big spending. Big facts, no pretending. We back on the full sense. That good thing, yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag. Couple hundred need a G-Wagons. Big tax on my big spending. Big facts, no pretending. We back on the full sense.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock's crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now the king left and they so mad, it's like
good thing, yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag. Couple hundred need a G-Wagons. Big tax on my big spending. Big facts, no pretending. We back on the full sense. That good thing, yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag. Couple hundred need a G-Wagons. Big tax on my big spending. Big facts, no pretending. We back on the full sense.
yeah, hey, look what I got. New whip with no top. Cooking up no stove top. Ice cold, no snowdrop. Big budget ass, big facts. Big money in the contract. Been running no contact. New record with the new tracks. Yeah, they been sending me new plaques. I don't really need new plaques. Nah, big rock with the suplex. Yeah, new rock got a new flex. Yeah, I'm current, I'm a new trend. Now boys with the full scent. Yeah, like I said, no new friends. We don't really need new friends.
Good thing, yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag. Couple hundred need a G-Wagons. Big tax on my big spending. Big facts, no pretend.
The following program is rated TV MANOC. It contains a big pair of nuts directly on your chin. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
This is not about freedom. I'll use my power to get them out of the way. Come on. I got hairy legs.
Obesity is epidemic in the United States and a major cause of death.
What is fat activism?
I, a fat person, am sharing my own lived experience.
Pizza is a vegetable.
Your fat phobia is your problem.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Radical body positivity.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
There's only one man who can help me.
This is for you new people. I only have one rule. Everyone fights, no one quits.
This day we fight!
I got hairy legs.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing, testing, testicles. Welcome everyone to episode 20 Schwam. 27 is Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular Swolecast, Beercast, Broadcast, Gamecast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleazecast, and Slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex. Well, we all flex our biceps. What's going on, beaches, booshes, busters, hustlers, and yo hoes? It's your boy, Papa Swolio, back with another episode. Today's episode, the Beastcast, is brought to you, is sponsored by Everest and K2 Flex, and I know you be
fucking Catalina.
It's the fucking Catalina one.
It's the fucking Catalina one.
Ooh, got a little bicep cramp right there. I had a great workout today, and I hope you did too, fam. Welcome to the Sunday Funday Q&Anus. Come on now. Let's fucking go. Welcome, everyone. 2137. It is Sunday Funday, and it is the Red, White, and Swole Ask Papa Swolio Live. It's the Sunday Funday Q&Anus. So we're going to take pure questions today. If you're brand new to the show, make sure you're checking out all our other shows. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today. We're going to get into some great questions. We have some from Shitstagram. We'll take some questions live in just a moment. We'll bust the nut open. Before we get started, make sure that you are aware that tomorrow, fam, come on now. Tomorrow we have our accountability meeting. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go.
I am the danger.
Oh, good burp to get started. Fam, tomorrow, Monday, March 14th. Tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern time, we have our Swole Fam live call accountability meeting. It's going to be legit. It's always legit. But if you join the fam today, swolenormousx.com, you'll be there for that. We have amazing new releases. And trust me, we have some awesome shit for you tomorrow. And we have a big week coming up this week. And we'll talk about it more tomorrow. But a reminder, I'll just say it now, that this coming Friday, this week's FEF will be a Swole Fam roundtable. So don't miss out on any of the private live streams. That means Monday and Friday are going to be exclusive for members only inside X. We got 2 live calls this week. Let's fucking go. We love us some live calls. We love us some live calls, baby. Oh my God. I just sneezed hardcore before we went live, right when the intro scene was going. So my nose has got a little bit of swole mucus. My nose passages are yoked. I just had a great fucking workout. I just finished up some chest. We did some biceps today, did some calves. It was an amazing workout. I hope you had a great workout today too. So drop in the comments down below, what did you smash today? And again, up on your screen tomorrow at 12 noon, we have our live call. So join today, swolenormousx.com. All those links in the show notes and the description down below. We're going to jump right into today's episode, and we got a great show today. Lots of questions. So whatever topics you want to discuss, it's freestyle. It's freestyle. We're going to take questions. We'll see where the topics, we'll see where the wind blows us. But before we get into it, let's just bust that nut open. Let's summon the Falcon and let's have a great Q&Anus. The voice of an angel. Well done, Falcon. Put some respect on it, Yaboosh. Swoleflation, baby. Come on, it's not over yet. It's not over yet. The swoleflation still exists. Come on. Inflation's still there. It ain't stopping anytime soon. Hashtag swoleflation for a chance to win today's swole card. Oh, that was a weak one. Oh, that was nothing. That was nothing. Let's get Leo some help. Still drinking that sparkling bone broth. My God, Leo. You're never going to find a woman. That's why Rose let go. You're never going to find someone who's going to care for you if you keep on just slamming that sparkling bone broth. People, come on. You got to find some other passion in your life. Hashtag swoleflation still raging. Come on, as prices increase, so do these sick fucking gains. Let's fucking
Chicks
go.
will dig you. Or
Let's
dudes
go.
or whatever gender thing you're into.
Let's fucking go. Look at that sexy card. Hashtag swoleflation. Weak sauce. I know. All right, let's get a little welcome going on to the fam here. We got Peaceful Bandit, Wax. What's going on? Terry, long time no see. What up, Bish? Christopher here. What up? Let's see. Lupe. We got Lupe in the house. Wax, Brandy, Nick, Pedro. Is Cerny here? Cerny's here, of course. Jen, Rance. Oh my God. Dawn, Sam. Fuck, everyone's here. Let's fucking go, fam. All right. So drop in the comments down below. Hashtag Ask Papa Swolio if you got your question live. If you asked one earlier in the chat, make sure that you copy and paste and repeat it. We'll take the first one from Johnny Eaton because he asked it. I see it right here. We got some from Instagram. If you don't have anything to ask, right now, I mean, I'll be sad and I'll cry myself to sleep and everything like that. But let's see. All right, Johnny, Papa Swolio, if someone is fat, But on the journey to healthy, are they fat phobic and thin privileged? So thin phobic or fat privileged? I'm as confused as this paragraph. Yeah, no shit. Johnny, you can't think. Look, when you have mentally unstable people, they're not thinking rationally. So you can't apply rationality and you can't apply reason to someone who's unreasonable or irrational. Okay. So these people are living in a completely different alternate universe where everyone else is to blame. They have no control of their actions. Everything that they do is perfect and wonderful. They're just, beautiful little snowflakes, and everyone else is just out to get them. It's society's fault. Everything's fat phobic, and the doctors and the medical system is out to get them. It's not the fucking hot dogs that they eat every day. It's the Oreos. It's the medical community. If someone is fat on the journey to being healthy, they are considered fat phobic. That's exactly what their mentality is. So in other words, the more of a victim you can be. So that's why we've covered this stuff before. We have the small fat and the infinifat. In other words, the fatter you are, the more leverage you have in the fat positive community, which is ironic to say the least. It's not really positive to be fat. So you are more privileged the thinner you are. Like if you're a small fat, quote, in other words, if you're obese, if you're 200 pounds, you have more privilege than someone who's 300 pounds. And if you're 300 pounds, you have more privilege than someone who's 500 pounds. And if privilege means being able to walk, then yeah, I guess technically you have more privilege. But aside from that, it's pretty nonsensical. Let's get another Matt Damon on the way out. Not for you, Johnny, but the whole concept is fucking stupid. But that's why we shit on it all the time, because it needs to be shit on. It needs to be shit on. You need to slap this kind of stuff. You need to fucking slap that shit. You need to slap people in the fucking face when they bring up dumb stuff like that. All right, let's see. Not Batman's Robin. Papa Swolio just watched a nurse on TikTok that got injured working on a morbidly obese patient. Like they tried to move them and the bed broke on their foot or something. Yeah, it's hard. Imagine you're making it so much harder on people's ability to help you in a medical situation. If you're morbidly obese, what if you had, like if you are a regular sized person, like you're a human, you're the average, like a person that falls in the normal range of body weight. So let's say whatever it is, right? You know what a fucking person that looks like a human being looks like. They can be put on a stretcher. They can be, maybe dragged out or carried to safety or whatever the situation is. If you're morbidly obese, it might be really hard to save your life. There might not be enough people available. It's going to take a lot more stress. It might take longer. It's going to really impede your survival, not just your poor health to begin with, but everyone else's ability to save you in an important situation or like an emergency situation. So in other words, your emergency situations will be dramatically decreased, the potential for those. In other words, when we talk about these types of situations, it's what can be preventable. If you're in a car and you get into an accident, that fucking blows. Whether you're morbidly obese or not, that might not factor into why the accident took place, but preventable diseases, preventable injuries. I guess if you're, oh God, oh God, what the fuck was in that water cup? What was in that cup? Oh, what the fuck was getting in there? Just rinse it out and drink more. Ew. Good God. There's some like residue on the outside of that. That water tasted like asshole. I just realized I was sitting in there since yesterday, so who knows what was in that. Maybe there was actually asshole in there. Oof. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Just took a sip of cancer right there. All right, let's see. Let's see here. Derek, Papa Soy, do you use any hot sauces or barbecue sauce? I don't, no. There we go. Not bad. I don't personally. I really just like salt. Salt, and look, there's so much flavor when you cook in beef tallow and just use salt. That's really enough for me. I just asked Mama Swole tonight. I'm like, because you just had some ground beef and a little bit of white rice with butter and stuff all over it. So I asked her, I was like, this is really good. What'd you put on that? She goes, just beef, cooked in beef tallow and salt. That's why it tastes so good. It tastes so good. I feel like there's seasoning on it, but personally, I don't use any of those things. Aaron Mullen, Papa Swolio, if you had a choice of beef organs, which ones would you pick? I'm about to butcher a cow and I want to save everything I can. Good. Save everything you can. I mean, save all of it. Take all of it. I mean, if you're going to take the whole cow, it's like fucking get all of it. A choice, definitely the liver. For sure, the liver, heart, liver, heart, get the bones, right? Liver, heart, kidney, spleen, pancreas. I mean, get whatever you can, but those for sure. Get the bones, so you can get the bone marrow, and liver and heart, like are the liver, heart, and bone marrow would be the main ones, but then you can get the kidney. You can get all of it. I mean, you can get suet, you can get the fat around the kidneys and stuff like that. You can take all of it. But if you have a choice, you have an order, I would at least get the marrow, liver, and the heart for sure. If I had one thing to pick, it would be the liver. If you could only get one thing. But if you're going to get the whole cow, it's like, fucking get the whole cow. Just shove the whole fucking cow in a freezer. Don't even chop it up. Just like reach in, right? Have the cow in the freezer like this and just like split open. You just reach in and just grab a chunk of fucking flesh. Hashtag Swoleflation. Here we go. Awkward silence, people. This guy's a fucking psychopath. All right, hashtag Swoleflation. All right. Let's see. All right. Rihanna, Bixler, whatever, Rihanna. Papa Swolio, beef or bison for steak and ground meat? I mean, what do you have access to? I love beef. I mean, both are great. Both are fantastic. I mean, if they're healthy animals, you get them pasture raised. That's fantastic. Nothing wrong with it. I mean, I have some bison organs and stuff, and sometimes you get bison steak. It's more expensive. I usually just get beef. So we have, ground beef and stuff like that. But if whichever you prefer, if you have access to both, I mean, take what you like and eat what you feel best with. Like both are great options, in my opinion. Let's see. Post here from Instagram, B Capel. Papa Swolio, how do you tackle your mental health when it's interrupting your training? Well, that's a great question. I would recommend practicing meditation. Some people call it meditación, but meditation is amazing for you. And you can start with just 3 to 5 minutes of just breathing, focusing on your breath, taking nice deep breaths in, nice slow exhales, and just literally do that. Just focus on your breath. Every time you find your mind wandering, bring it back to the breath and just do that on a regular basis. Do that a couple times a day or once a day. But this is a common question that needs to be addressed properly. A lot of people, when they're mentally stressed, they're anxious, or they're distracted with things, they go and they lift and they try to do intense exercise. So they think that's going to solve the problem. You get exhausted and then your brain is still scrambled and fucked up. If you have psychological concerns, right? Mental blocks or mental stress, physical exercise can help for sure, but you need to address it mentally. So you need to go like mindfulness training. Pillar number 6 is mindfulness for a reason. So pillar number 6 is addressing those concerns. You do your physical training, but you also need your mental training, and that's mindfulness. And things like cold plunge and sauna is very good for psychological and mental health too. And you can combine those things. You could do breath work and meditation in both those situations, but you really need to know how to tap into this. And the best thing to do is to practice mindfulness regularly. That way you can tap into it whenever you need to. You'll be able to tap into it in traffic, when you're waiting in line, when you're anytime. So the more you practice, the more consistent you are. We've talked about this before. It's better to meditate 5 minutes every day than 30 minutes twice a week. So just make sure you're doing it consistently, and that way you can tap into it more frequently, and you just get more adept at it. You need to strengthen your brain the same way you need to strengthen your body. Derek, is butternut squash a good side choice? I got some seeds the other day for free. Some seeds. Like, are you going to plant them? Squash is good. Yeah, squash is usually not a problem. That's usually something that's good if you're eliminating a lot of other things and vegetables. That's usually one of those plant foods that's not going to cause a lot of, or is it a fruit, technically? It's one of those plant sources that's really not going to cause a lot of people problems. You might like it, you might hate it, but that's usually something that won't cause people issues. So I would try that. Really, Arthur caved into nostalgia and had a Cadbury cream egg. One bite, instant regret. Then the episode that you compared shit food to a dirty dick popped into my head, instant nausea, and spit it out.
Because dickers?
Well, yeah. And you just ate a huge cock. How'd that taste? You took the cream first, didn't you? Didn't you, Arthur? Yeah, you did. Lesson learned, right? Lesson learned. Lesson learned. Well, sometimes you need those. Sometimes you need those lessons, and you realize, oh, this is why I've been eating healthier. This is why I've been making these proper choices. And I don't remember. Terry, what's up, T-Bomb? Papa Swolio, is there some credence with metabolic confusion diet with varying your caloric intake depending on your level of exercise? Metabolic confusion? Who the fuck is talking about metabolic confusion? Jesus Christ. First there was muscle confusion with P90X, and now there's metabolic confusion. Let me tell you something. Your body doesn't like to be confused. Your body doesn't like to be confused. And it's not like your body has a consciousness in your muscles, for example. But when you have things that are consistent, your body can adapt and move forward. When everything is random, your body is constantly in a state of like stress and anxiety and reaction. When you can make things more systematic and more consistent, your body can actually dig in and make more progress. I mean, you'll definitely use different amounts of energy. You'll expend different amounts of energy. It really depends on your overall goal. So for example, you're going to have to figure out what works for you. But if you're eating consistently, some days you might utilize more energy than others, but really it's a rolling ticker. It's not one day you ate 1,500 calories and then your body is like an Etch-a-Sketch and just resets, and tomorrow it starts fresh. I mean, things will roll over. If you eat a lot on Monday, you eat 3,500 calories on Monday, then you eat 2,000 calories on Tuesday. And then, if you're up and down, it's kind of like a rolling, like, are you giving your body, because you can fast, for example. So technically, even just fasting for a day, doing a 24-hour fast is technically randomizing or mixing up your caloric intake. But overall, if you're a very active person, you'll need more energy, for example. And if you have more lean mass, your body will need more calories in order to maintain that lean mass and more protein. So if you're training hard and lifting heavy all the time, overall, you need to increase your caloric intake in order to maintain that. And, more or less, if you're consistent on average over the course of your weeks, you'll be able to maintain that and make progress. So as long as you're getting in the nutrients and the caloric needs in order to achieve the goal that you require, that's the answer. So, maybe around maintenance or a slight caloric deficit if you're trying to lose but maintain muscle mass, keeping the protein high. It really depends. It really depends. But I mean, metabolic confusion, I would need to see what that is meant. What do you mean by that? Show me an example. Like, would this be better? Is it better to eat more consistently or just to mix it up and go higher and lower? Hey, I'm going and working out today. Let me eat more. You're going to be hungrier. But I mean, if you just eat consistently overall, your body will tap into fat stores as long as you're getting in overall what you need consistently. In my opinion and experience, it's better to be more consistent with your nutrition rather than just try to calculate it, because it's very hard to calculate how many calories you're burning, especially with a lot of lean muscle mass. It doesn't matter how many calories you're burning in a workout. You're really not burning that much. You're burning a couple hundred calories. People think that they're fucking, I don't know what people think. They're just trying to exhaust themselves with cardio and pretending like their watch knows everything that they're burning. It's just heart rate, and it's not necessary. You don't need that kind of tech in order to understand what your body requires in terms of fuel. I've never thought about it like that. If I'm hungry, I'll eat more. It really depends. Some people like to get really granular with it, but I don't measure or track my calories. If I look overall, I'm like, okay, I want to really kind of put on more size, I will just force a little bit more food. And when I feel full, I'll just eat a little bit more, and I'll just try to consciously, okay, I feel full. Cool. Let me just stuff a little bit more in my mouth in terms of meat. Now I'll put a little more meat in my mouth. Yeah, I fucking said it. But I just have no desire to actually like measure and calculate it. If I just like force feed myself a little bit more, because when you really eat quality food and you're getting good sleep and everything is checking out, you'll feel full your body will try to maintain always. Your body's not trying to cut. It's not trying to gain. It's trying to maintain. So if you are trying to put on a little bit of size, you're literally going to be eating when you're full. You're going to be force feeding yourself. So if it really means a lot to you, okay, I really need to gain weight or I really need to lose, in all honesty, you might want to track a little bit more. You might want to quantify it. You might want to add it up and get a good idea. But I've been doing this so long, I kind of know about what I need and how to adjust on the fly. And it's more valuable to me to just not worry about it, not think about it, than to have to get super granular. But if you're really stepping on stage, or it's like you have your heart set on really bulking, then you really need to make sure that you're eating enough. So it's good to measure it and quantify it. That way you know for sure, okay, I am eating enough. Because trust me, a lot of people think they're eating enough because they're full as fuck, and they really have to eat, much more. And that's why people don't gain, because you actually have to stuff your fucking face. You're eating. That's why the small meals regularly people do, because it's hard to eat a lot or enough in one meal. Yeah, you're not really burning much in a workout. That's silly. All right. Philip Stefanovsky. Papa Swole, I'm having stomach problems with the new whey protein I bought. It has some digestive enzymes added. Can that be the issue? I've never had this with other protein powder. It most certainly can. I mean, I don't know what else you're having. Is it a concentrate? My recommendation is to get a grass-fed whey protein isolate and opt for unflavored if you can. Digestive enzymes, especially in these powders, they're not necessary. So it could be either that it's a concentrate, and it certainly can be digestive enzymes that are causing you stomach issues. It can most certainly be that. It sounds very likely that it is. Swole Justice Warrior, is lamb liver okay? Beef is always sold out. Really? I've actually never had lamb liver, but I would think it's probably a decent option. It's not going to be as nutrient dense as far as I'm aware as beef liver, but I don't have the actual data in front of me. I don't know what the nutritional value of lamb liver, but lamb is a decent option as long as it's a healthy animal. In terms of like beef, like you can get ground lamb, you can get grass-fed ground lamb and stuff too at some stores. I haven't had it though. So in terms of taste or nutritional density, I don't know. Never tried it. Never tried it. All right, let's see here. Dun, 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 dun. What else we got here? What's in the box?
What's in the box?
Good question.
Dodson, we've got Dodson here.
This one's from Michel Baumy. Michael Baumy? Michel, fucking idiot. Michael, Michl. Michael Baumy. Do you do mobility training? If yes, what kind? Certainly do. That's actually, come on, fam. Come on. Do we do mobility training? Look at this. Mobility is pillar number 5. Son, download your free copy of this fucking 7 pillars over at swolenormoussex.com right now. Michael, you fucking jabroni. All right. Download your free copy. Get yourself some mobility. I do mobility. We do as a Swole fan. I say we because this is what we promote. Yoga, all sorts of mobility training. I mean, strength training, like actual mobility training is fantastic. We have mobility workouts in Swollen 7. We do, all sorts of hip, knee, ankle mobility, shoulder mobility, like all kinds of mobility. There's many different types, but mobility is really having strength through a full range of motion. So make sure you're dropping the weight very light for some of these moves. And yeah, the answer is yes. Do you do mobility? Yes. What kind? Yes. Fuck yeah, we do. Lots of it. Check it out, swolenormoussex.com. It's pillar number 5, son. Swole fan mobility? No, we don't do mobility. Des Monkey 08, Papa Swolio, RDL versus stiff leg deadlift, form, purpose, targeted muscle groups. I do RDLs. RDLs are fantastic. It's great for hip hinge, posterior chain. RDLs are excellent. You can do single leg RDLs. You could do 2-leg RDLs. You could do staggered RDLs. There's so many different ways to do a good Romanian deadlift. You can do barbell, dumbbell, kettlebell, lots of different excellent choice for RDLs. Love them. Posterior chain, very important. Also a great exercise, forget the RDLs, would be kettlebell swings are fantastic for the glute, ham, those hip extensor muscles. PJ McCarthy, Papa, what do you think about almonds? I think almonds can fuck off. I think they taste like shit. I've tried in the past, and then the more you learn about almonds, the more you realize, oh, they're of no value, in my opinion. they're terrible for the environment. Everyone loves to like harp on meat, but you want to know how much water. I think almonds just one of the major reasons why you have like major droughts in California. Isn't that true? It uses tons and tons and tons of resources for almonds, and almond milk is it's a fucking scam. Not to mention the glyphosate and the chemicals and the processing. Just drink fucking water. Like if you want to drink milk, find some raw milk, find some grass-fed raw dairy or something like that. But aside from that, drink water. Almonds are unnecessary. I don't eat them. I don't like them. The taste has always been fucking nasty to me. Gross. Gross. You asked my opinion. You said, what do I think? If you're like, Papa Swolio was mean, I love my almonds. Like, fine, but almonds don't have fucking nipples, bro, right?
I have nipples, Greg. Could you milk me?
Almonds don't have nipples. You're just grinding it up and soaking in water. Gross. Gross. Just drink some fucking water. Scam. All those fake-ass milks are nasty. That's what we needed for a sound. We need environmental damage.
Emotional damage.
Environmental damage. Almond butter is actually the same thing. It's really not that great. It's not. I would avoid all those. I would avoid nuts and seeds. Not for me. Same thing. Just almond butter is just almonds ground up and mashed up. Yeah. I've tried doing some of this in the past. Just literally no benefit. Just felt like a rock in my stomach. Doesn't taste that great. People think it's better than peanut butter. It's like, it's really none of it's that beneficial. Yeah, oat milk's probably even worse than almond milk. But, here, I'm telling you, test it, eliminate it, and then test it again. Honestly, and this is when when it comes to the elimination diet, it's not just what foods might fuck you up. It's also what foods just don't do anything for your body. Some people eat all these different foods that maybe don't cause tons of issues. Yeah, but even fresh ground, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like it's irrelevant if it's fresh or not. Like you're still eating almonds. It doesn't matter like when it was ground up. But when you are eating foods that aren't really providing yourself value, you're just wasting getting nutrient void foods and you're just taking up stomach space, in my opinion. And a lot of times you're just not getting, you have to find your power foods is my recommendation. So if you still want to eat some of these things, these are my opinions. People are asking me questions, so just my thoughts on the matter. But remember, there are foods that are going to make you feel amazing. There are foods that are going to make you, help you perform better, sleep better. So eliminate these things, test them, and then judge for yourself. But there are a lot of issues with nuts and seeds because these are parts of the plants that don't want to be consumed. This is why, because these are things that should fall on the ground. They'll grow into more plants. And a lot of times they have defense chemicals, not to mention they're sprayed, they're other processing and things. So like bugs don't eat them. Like just plants and farming is just it's a very sketchy situation. I'm not even talking about the environmental damage from almond farming and shit like that. But, people use this as an excuse to keep on drinking milks, pretending like it's better. It's like, you're better off drinking raw cow milk, not pasteurized and processed milk, because that's just really white sugar. You're killing all the healthy bacteria. This has all been shown, and this is just a lot of, improper blame over the years and propaganda against eating real food. We all know that. They're still trying to push plant-based garbage. But that's why an elimination diet is so important. So you have to figure out what works best for you, but make sure you're finding the foods that make you feel better. There are some foods that I'll eat, give or take, kind of makes me feel, I don't notice a difference. Certain foods I'll eat and I just feel great, and I want to eat those. So you want to choose the foods that are going to make you feel and perform at your best, not just fill up your stomach with things that are just, give or take, kind of like meh. Nutrient-dense foods, but to each their own. Figure it out what works best for you. My opinion. Terry really went deep with that. Goddamn right we did. We always did.
Is this a list of things I did to your mom last
Grateful
night?
for the solid advice on the caloric intake. I'm trying to study the Krebs cycle. Oh, God. The Krebs cycle. What, the oxidation or the fat transport chain or fat beta oxidation. I forget that stuff. Krebs cycle. Oh God, that stuff sucks. That stuff sucks. Oh God, I hated those parts of what was that, anatomy, or I guess exercise physiology, depending on what class you're in. Probably doing them both. I just explained it. Why are you hating so much on nuts and seeds? Because they're not supposed to be consumed by humans. They're not supposed to be. When you think about plants, the reason why is because fundamentally they do not have defense mechanisms, like physical defense mechanisms. So what plants do is they secrete chemicals, and they have chemical defense properties in order to defer and deter creatures, animals, birds, rodents, whatever, from eating them. That way they can reproduce. So nuts and seeds are essentially plant babies that the plants want to remain intact so more plants can grow. Just like humans want to propagate, so do plants. So they're good fats and calorically dense food. That doesn't make them a good fat. That's up for discussion. There are much better choices of fats. Saturated fats, in my opinion, saturated animal fats are a much better choice than, for example, polyunsaturated fats or some of those. Again, some people have more issues with nuts than others, but calorically dense doesn't mean, like, what does that mean? Just because it has a lot of calories doesn't mean it's a good choice to consume. But you see, here's the thing. Like wax, almond has magnesium and B vitamins. Eat a little beef liver and you get 1,000 times more of all of it. So, there's much better options. And it's like that with any of these other plant foods. You're going to be able to get a lot more nutrient dense food in less quantity and less volume. It's more efficient for your body to absorb too. So a lot of these other forms that you'll get in plant sources aren't as easily absorbable as they are in animal source foods. So there's also absorbability. And a lot of people will say, look at all these different plant foods. You have X amount of protein, but it's not bioavailable as, for example, animal proteins. Your body is much more efficient at extracting and getting the nutrients from animal sources than from plant sources. So just because it has X amount of protein, could be incomplete proteins as well as less bioavailable sources. So it's harder for your body to get value from them. Okay, let's take some more questions. I'm not telling you can't eat it. I'm just opening your eyes and ears to maybe some other things. And again, you don't know how they affect you until you eliminate them. So most people with most things, as you know, you don't realize, and you think you feel great, and then you start cutting some of these things out and you feel even better, and you realize, oh my God, in comparison, I did feel bad. I just didn't realize it because I was used to eating these foods. So in other words, that's why the elimination diet's so important, that you can customize. But again, don't just assume that some of these things are just good for you. Test them and then apply that to your nutrition and see if you fucking love them and you feel great. Cool. If everything checks out, then continue. But it's very logical. It's very logical when you think about it. Hayden, S44, best bicep workout I should add to my workout. There is no best. I mean, there's so many bicep exercises, I'm not really going to answer that question. So I would recommend working your biceps in lengthened position, in a shortened position. Make sure you're working the brachialis and brachioradialis, like Zotman curls are great. Doing incline curls are great. Doing preacher curls or spider curls are great. Barbell curls are a standard. There's many different exercises. So make sure you're hitting your bicep from different starting lengths is a great way to, it's a good answer for that. Summer Salix, cool name. What's your opinion on Tudka versus ox bile supplements for supporting gallbladder and digestive health for those with a gallbladder but having issues with fat digestion on a meat-based diet? Which is better? Tudka, I don't even know what that is. Versus ox bile supplements? Well, listen, Mama Swolio doesn't have a gallbladder. She had hers removed and she eats beef all the time, has no problems. So you don't need a gallbladder to consume beef. So what's the rest of your nutrition like? The quality of the meat is going to make a big difference. but she had her gallbladder removed and she eats beef every day, right along with me. So I don't even know what the first one is. What's Tudka? Let's see. Waiter curls are one of my favorite biceps. Waiter curls. I think that's one of those over. Yeah. Is that the one where like you're holding? Yeah. I've done those. Never saw the real reason. It's kind of like, I think the only reason you might want to do that is because of the lever. You could do that with kettlebells, or that's kind of like the lever curl thing that I have. It just keeps the weight a little bit further away, so there's more tension at the top. Might put pressure on your wrist too. So there's different ways to achieve that. Let's see. T Island. T.Island. Interesting. Do biceps of quads get more lady eyes? What?
What the fuck is that?
Do you mean do biceps or quads get more lady eyes? I'm assuming that's an or. The biceps of the quads. Do biceps or quads get more lady eyes? I guess it depends on what you're wearing. I mean, the leg has a bicep. The hamstrings are the leg bicep, essentially. I guess it depends. Ladies, what do you think? Biceps or quads? If a guy has beast quads or beastie biceps, what? Hopefully you have both. I mean, if you have big biceps, you should have big quads too. Like, hopefully you have both. Summer, I eat grass-fed and organic. I don't have a colon. Tudka is a conjugated water-soluble form of bile salts, which help emulsify fats, help with bile production, and also liver health. Interesting. Yeah, that's very specific. Yeah, I'm not aware. I wish I can give you a better answer for that, but just saying for example that Mama Swolio had her gallbladder removed and she eats beef and everything that I eat regularly, liver, all that stuff, and she feels amazing. So that's just the example that I can share, but I'm just not aware enough of that one product that you were telling me to compare them. Christopher, yo Papa, thanks for telling us about the grayscale on the phone. It's amazing, isn't it, bro? It's fucking great, right? It's fantastic. Grayscale, you just turn your phone to black and white. So everything on your phone is black and white. It's amazing. Your eyes are just, aren't your eyes just completely chill? It's like looking at a Kindle. It's fantastic. It's so good. So good. Grayscale on your phone. Not the Bitcoin Trust on the New York Stock Exchange. Okay. Tab Hashim, Papa Swolio, do you recommend bulking and cutting cycles to gain muscle and then lose fat? Do you recommend bulking and cutting cycles to gain muscle and lose fat? Do I recommend them? I would have to say it depends on the individual. I don't think it's necessary. I don't think you have to. I think it's kind of silly. I think you should just be building muscle. And when I say building muscle, that's not bulking. You're just putting on size over time. I think bulking and cutting is kind of archaic and it's really not healthy in general. Most of the time people put on too much fat and then have issues. They'll have stretch marks. They'll have issues losing the extra bit of fat after bulking. I just don't think it's ideal. I think people can put on muscle over time. You just don't go into too much of a surplus. So it's definitely not necessary. So do I recommend it? I would have to say it depends on the person, the individual, where they're starting from, where they're starting from or what their experience is to the point. Because if you give me someone like, I've been training for 10 years, I'm doing this, that, and the other, you might have to shock the body or do something in a different way than someone who's like brand new and never trained. Are they overweight? Are they morbidly obese? Are they not? So it depends on the situation. So I mean, it definitely works, but you don't have to do sloppy and gain tons of extra fat. Most people, they consider bulking, they just use that as an excuse. Honestly, most people use that as an excuse to eat shit. Actual bulking, like putting on muscle, is hard over the course of years. And you do it properly, you're not going to put on extra stupid body fat. You're going to actually gain incrementally. But people are not patient and they just want to get big really quick and they pretend. I always you gotta love it when someone's like, people are like measuring their arms online. Like, look, I got 20-inch arms, and it's just like a fucking blob of fat. It's like you're measuring like there's no definition there. Like, I mean, it's like, let's get realistic. You want to build muscle, but you also want to get rid of the extra body fat. So just don't do it sloppy. Don't do a dirty bulk and something like that. Just put on size over time, get enough protein, be in a slight surplus, train hard, make sure you're getting plenty of sleep, and then just incrementally increase the calories and adjust as necessary. But you don't have to do like a sloppy, dirty bulk. Dare Cupic 02, discipline tips. Download your free copy of the 7 Pillars of Swolenormous over there at swolenormousx.com and focus on those 7 pillars and execute on those every day, and that will build your discipline. Also, I would recommend checking out the book Atomic Habits. It's a great place to start. That question sucked, but discipline tips. Stop being a beesh and fucking get it done. And every time you feel like a beesh and you get it done anyway, that's how you build discipline, because you're doing it when you don't feel like it. You're doing it even if it's not convenient. You don't feel like doing something? Cool. Is it time to do it? Yeah. Then shut the fuck up and do it. That's really what it's about. It's not easy. It's not supposed to be easy. If it was easy, then everyone would have discipline and you wouldn't be asking that question. So it should be hard. Should be. All right. KYY Scotty with like 3 Ys. Struggling to know what to eat to gain muscle suggestions. Jesus Christ. Eat some beef. Get some ground beef. Get some steak. Grass-fed if you can. If you can't, just get the best quality that you can. And you have to eat sufficient amounts of food. You're a very beginner. You might be even a child. So yeah, just keep plugging into the show. Check out our content. Join the fam if you can. Learn more. Just stick around. Keep asking questions. But struggling to know what to eat to gain muscle. I mean, you have an iPhone. You have an Android. You have a cell phone connected to the internet. Are you really struggling to know what to eat for real? Enough protein. Like, you can find, even if it's not the best advice and someone that doesn't know about quality food, like, you can easily search that in 0.06 seconds and figure that out. You need enough protein. You need to be training hard, sleeping right. It's such a soft, easy entry level question. Struggling to know what to eat. Fuck, man, get your protein in. Steak, beef, in my opinion, is the best option. Beef, sweet potatoes, some white rice. You need good carbs, but not too much. Fruit's good. What to eat to gain? That's only a small fraction of what you need to do to gain muscle. Let's see, Wax. If everyone understood that there is no such thing as pain-free route in life, we wouldn't have the entitlement mentality that is becoming more and more prevalent in today's world. Damn right. Mr. Nuts, if you're stranded on a desert island, I hate these fucking questions. You can have a lifetime supply of 1 meal, 1 piece of exercise equipment, 1 series of books. I appreciate the question, but I'm not answering that. Come on, man. If you were stranded and you could only have 1 meal, 1 piece of equipment, 1 series of books, and 1 album, I don't know, man. If I'm stranded on a desert island, I don't have any of that shit. And that's for damn sure. That's for damn sure. All right, let's see what else we got here. All right. Let's see here. I would say like a lifetime supply of 1 meal. Fine, I'll answer it. Steak, 1 piece of exercise equipment, kettlebell. Do I have to only have one thing, like 1 kettlebell? Or can I have like a whole set of kettlebells? What's the rules here? 1 book or series of books. Ooh. 1 book. A 1 book or a series of books. So that's a big difference. Big difference. Maybe Dune. Maybe the Dune series. I don't know. I probably won't be reading too much. Maybe a dictionary or encyclopedia or something. One album. I don't even know. All right. Spotify? Can I have Spotify? All right. Jari RS. I'm definitely not fat, but I eat a lot of unhealthy things. What are some of your favorite healthy snacks? I'm definitely not fat, but I eat a lot of unhealthy things. What are some of your favorite healthy snacks? My answer is irrelevant. So stop eating a lot of unhealthy things. How about that? Like, I don't care what your snacks are. Your meals suck. Like, why are you eating a lot of unhealthy things and asking about healthy snacks? Get yourself some beef jerky. I mean, you don't need snacks if you're eating real food. Eat some fruit. I mean, get your beef, get your protein in, focus on protein and fat. Stop eating unhealthy things. What the fuck? I mean, come on. Look, it's so normal for people in this world to eat unhealthy shit. It just doesn't process in my mind. Like, why are you eating crap? Stop fucking eating shit. People are just going to think I'm a food Nazi and they just block it out because they're so plugged into the matrix. They just can't see what they're doing in their life for what it is. They don't understand how completely consumed they are by all this nonsense. So it's just hard to like, I can't imagine casually being like, oh, I eat a lot of unhealthy things. Why? But I've been there before. Drunken dreadnoughts. These names. What's the benefits of liver and organ meats in simple dum-dum terms? Liver is nature's multivitamin. It's truly amazing. Organ meats have exceptionally high levels of vitamins and minerals that are easily absorbable by humans. So it's fantastic. So if you have access to liver, get yourself some liver. Change your life. Let's see. Courtney, don't know if someone has asked already, but have you heard that Foodie Beauty got her channel terminated? Yeah, didn't we talk about that the other day? Someone said that she did it. It was because of like OnlyFans or something. Maybe throw up my mouth a little bit thinking that. What?
Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina.
Bore use, best way to lose body fat. Jesus Christ. Cut out the inflammatory foods. Stop eating so much. Train hard, lift weights. Focus on animal proteins and fats and maybe some fruit. Cut back on the carbs. Train hard. Build muscle. Your boy, AJ. Your boy. I have been working out for 2 months now, gone down 11 kilograms, but I don't know if I'm losing body fat. I assume you are. Congratulations, man. Good job, AJ. Good for you. Good job.
You don't need to stop being a lady. Quit worrying. You'll be back on your knees in no time.
Good for you. Good for you. All right, Charlie Brown Fit. Interesting name. What's one of your realizations, Papa Swolio, when it comes to being vocal and not placating peers and family opinions? What's one of your realizations when it comes to being vocal and not placating peer and fam opinions? One of my realizations when it comes to, let me see. How can I answer this? I don't know. You can't, their opinions. I mean, I don't fucking care about people's opinions like that. I mean, if you're being authentic to yourself and you're doing things for the right reasons, then it doesn't matter what other people say. It really doesn't matter. I mean, unless, the problem is because you care about family, you kind of, a lot of people irrationally care or care to an irrational amount about what family or friends think. But you can't control what people do. You can't control what people think. You can't control what people say. And really, it's none of your business what they think about you. It really isn't. Like, people are going to think what they think. If you're doing things for you for the right reason, then it doesn't matter what they think. If you're doing things to impress other people, and you're doing things because you want other people to see you doing these things and they don't approve, then you feel like, oh, you don't like this? And then you get upset and you're always trying to do things that make people happy. And that's no way to live. So I'm not sure if that's the way you're asking the question, but yeah, like, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Put the blinders on, head down, focus on you, do what you need to do. I'm not sure if this has to do with fitness or it has to do with other things. But, you know, don't expect people to understand. They don't have to understand, but assume that they won't. You know, one of the things that humans tend to do is humans tend to feel like or think that everyone knows what they know. So because you have certain like information in your head, you assume that everyone else has the same information. So I might rant on certain things or questions, but most people don't know what I know, or they're not aware of the things I'm aware of. They haven't had the experiences that I've had. And likewise. So, you know, we're all kind of living together, but we're all in our own little world of experiences. That's why when everyone says, like, you don't know my lived experience, like, no shit, you don't know mine either. It's like, shocker, I'm not you and you're not me. Congratulations, we worked that out. But, you know, yeah, it doesn't really matter. I would love to know more of the context as to this question, but that's one realization. You can't control what other people think or say. So if you're trying to encourage people to be healthier, family and friends, I mean, you have to just lead by example. Do what's right for you. And then when people ask and when people need support or they're asking questions, then you can give them answers. But people have to be ready to make those changes. And most of the time, or oftentimes, they sometimes lash out and they might attack you because you are jeopardizing their safe space. You are showing them what is possible, and you are showing them that you are, I guess, leaving their level of misery. You're leaving their complacent lifestyle, their apathy to their health. And a lot of times you get shit from people, whether it's coworkers or peers or family, because they see you taking care of your health and you are a reflection of what they're not doing. And they know that they should be taking care of their health. They know they should be doing better. They know they should be eating better and exercising and XYZ. So a lot of times what you're doing is exposing to them what they're not doing, and you're in their face, and they're much happier bringing you back to their level rather than getting off their ass and doing something about it. So hopefully that helps. Hopefully that helps.
And my existence, while grotesque and incomprehensible to you, saves lives.
Okay. Well, that's exactly right, Courtney. Courtney writes, I think people ask the question, the best way to lose fat, because they want the fastest way, not the healthy way. That's 100% right. People are lazy fucks. Of course they want the fastest way. Doesn't everyone? But guess what? The fastest way usually isn't the best way. So people like to set lofty goals and they try to cut corners, when in reality they have to focus on the 7 pillars, put their head down and crush it every single day. And guess what's going to happen over time? They'll get the results that they want. You shouldn't be approaching your training like, hey, I'm going to lose fat. No. Focus on the habits, and that will lead you to losing fat over time. Like, that's why having like a weight goal, I'm trying to get to 150 or 175. Like, okay. And then it's just a number on the fucking scale. Are you doing the right things every day to be healthy? You will become the weight that is optimal for you if you keep on taking care of yourself. RAF Papa, is thermodynamics real? I mean, if I intake less calories, won't I just die? Yes, thermodynamics is real as far as we're all aware. And yeah, I mean, if you eat less calories to a certain extent, eventually you will die. I mean, eating no calories is essentially less calories, isn't it? So yes, you need energy to survive. Energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It just changes like medium. So it's definitely real. If you don't eat, you'll die eventually. Shocker, right? Courtney, Papa Swole, did you have a light bulb moment when you were younger that made you make fitness part of your life? No, I didn't have a light bulb moment. I do have one memory. I remember playing baseball and seeing, like, I played on state, like AAU, like junior Olympic teams and stuff. And we were at a kind of like finishing up at a field, and I think we were like, I was started doing that when I was 13. And I do remember some older guys, I don't know if they were 17 or 18 or in college or something like that. And they were just kind of like showing up. They were taking over the field. You know, usually you have practice times and certain teams, you know, rent times at a field, and then the next team comes on. And I remember one guy like was like fixing his bat and kind of moving. And I saw like when he moved like his bat, his bicep was shortened like this, you know, like when you actually contract the bicep. And I saw his like, you know, bicep moving. You know, he was muscular. And I was like, ooh, I like the way that looks. So I just have that one image when I was like younger. But I just like the way I just wanted to build muscle. So I don't remember any real light bulb moment, but that was one image that I have in my mind. I was like, oh yeah, I want that bicep. I was like, oh, I want my arm to look like that. I want that someday. But not really. I don't remember a light bulb moment. I just started training and going to the gym with my friends in high school, kind of fucking around. And then I really liked it. They fell off and I kind of got hooked into it. When I went to college, I really dug into it and really learned. Made some big mistakes my first year in college, you know, eating chicken and salad and doing too much cardio, and I got skinny ripped, and I'm like, well, this fucking doesn't work. This chicken and salad shit sucks and doesn't work. And then I consumed everything I possibly could about what bodybuilders ate and how they ate, and like 6 meals every 2 hours, X, Y, and Z. And I literally did that. I ate by the clock. Literally my watch beeped and I was shoving fucking food in my mouth every 2 hours. It was disgusting. It felt disgusting. It was uncomfortable. It was really hard, and I gained weight. This is why I know how to gain weight. I know how to bulk because I did it, and it fucking sucks. That's why I know so many people complain, well, I'm eating all this food. And bull fucking shit. You're not doing it right. You're not eating enough. You're not eating frequently enough. You're not doing it right. Otherwise, you would have the results. Trust me, I know because I did it. It sucks. It fucking sucks. The eating is disgusting. It's all the time. The amount of food, the prepping of the food, the consistency, taking it everywhere with you, having food with you all the time, ready to eat, eating it every 2 hours or 3 hours on the hour because it's time to eat. You're full. You feel disgusting. You feel full. Well, there you go. Eat your entire fucking meal, whether you like it or not. It's not a good time, but it works. All right. We'll take a couple more questions. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff, Beaches. All right. Oh, by the way, hashtag Swoleflation. Hashtag Swoleflation for a chance to win today's Swole card.
I better use my strong hand.
All right. Hashtag Swoleflation.
Great Scott!
For a chance to win today's Swole card. Very nice, Tessie. Thank you so much. All right. Oh, Peaceful Bandit. My light bulb moment was watching Papa 2 years ago. All right. Fucking sweet. Smashed a light bulb over your head is what you mean, right? Alex Cosentino. I started prep for a physique competition today, 16 weeks out. Would joining the Swole fam be beneficial as everything I do and eat has to be so calculated? Well, you're always welcome. We don't do, like, I'm just being honest, we don't do or focus on actual prep. But what we do have, if you go to swolenormousx.com, one, you have an amazing community. So we do private live calls. We'll take questions. Even if you just need a support system. No bullshit, no woke trash. Like we use logic and common sense and support one another. We have people that do compete. We have all levels, ages of experience in our community. But if you check out the Unlimited, we have over 240 yoga classes. We have meditation sessions. We have 7-minute mobility workouts. Like we have tons of recipes. So even though you're doing X, Y, and Z or A, B, and C for what you're doing specifically, you know, there's a lot of things inside X, and you can check out the different memberships. Maybe you just want the community, or maybe you're looking for all the other stuff. Cause I mean, the yoga is fantastic. I use it every day, or, you know, pretty much all the time. I also do my own flows and stuff like that, but you know, there's so many things, so much stuff inside X that's for everyone. And then of course, since you're doing very calculated, you know, prep with like your coach or your team, obviously that's for a specific purpose, but you're definitely going to be able to access and utilize a lot of the content inside X. So you can check it out. And it's all available over there. But like I said, with all the memberships, you get access to the Swole fam community. We have the Telegram chats, the Discord, Swole text. We're here every single day. We have live calls this coming week. We have 2 live calls, one tomorrow at 12 noon for our accountability meeting. And then on Friday again, probably at 12 noon again on Friday, just because it can't be in the evening, because I'll be out of town, but we're gonna have another live call roundtable conversation. So we have a lot of people with a lot of experience in many different areas. So it depends on what you're looking for, but the Swole fam is here for you 100%. So we welcome you into the Swole fam if you're interested, but go check it out. Check out what you get in the memberships, but we have a lot of stuff that can complement what you're doing for your physique competition. Best wishes with that, by the way. That's intense. I've never done it, but I respect people that do that. It's not like, it's not something you're doing for health. It's something you're doing to look shredded and symmetrical and, bring the best package on a stage, but definitely hard to do and definitely inspiring in many ways. It's good stuff. Joe, one of us is us. Very nice. That sounds intense. Grape scotch. It's not grape scotch. It's not grape scotch.
Great Scott!
Grape scotch sounds, it made me vomit in my mouth a little bit. Grape scotch. Oh, God.
It is not my place as a smaller bodied white man to comment on it.
Tainty Tuesday's coming up before you know it, fam. All right, here we go. God, this name. Alilai. 3, 2, 1, whatever. Man, people be telling me I don't have any progress. Man, like, what should I tell them?
You fucking people.
What?
Come on, man.
You and Grandpa Brandon probably get along real well.
Well, folks, eliminate one tax loophole out of $1.6 trillion worth. $1.4 trillion worth. Out of $1.4 trillion.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, their opinion's not important. Fuck them. Man, people be telling me, who gives a shit? Stop listening to these fucktards. Who cares what people say? Who cares? Who cares what people say? Again, it does not matter. The problem is when you internalize other people's feelings, like you have parents, you have friends and close people, you tend to weigh those opinions more. And what I'm going to say is going to sound like a challenge, but a lot of times you have to, I don't care if it's your inner circle and your family, you got to tell them to fuck off or just ignore. It's your life. Again, it's your life. People be telling me I don't have any progress. Okay, maybe you don't. Are you not making progress? Who cares? Then work harder. Fuck them. If someone's telling you you don't have any progress and just being dicks, then you need to focus on your community, which is why 7 pillars are so important. Your community, your environment. Get rid of these fucks out of your life. So many people are surrounding themselves with terrible people. What do you expect? Stupid people are going to say stupid shit. This is disgusting. SH, that's some fucking gross shit. Bringing me back to high school when I used to drink gin and grape Kool-Aid. LOL. What the fuck?
You switch the samples.
I got hairy legs.
Fuck. Jesus Christ. How are you still alive? Oh my God, I'm gagging. Oh, it's so disgusting. Oh my God. That's high school, right? It's like you get what you can get, right? Oh, that's what I'm saying. It was slim pickings. I get it. I get it. Ooh, purple drink, baby. Yeah, like you get what you can. You fucking like drinking isopropyl. Look at these questions. Oh my God. Look, wasn't last Sunday fire? Wasn't last Sunday? And this is how it goes. This is how it goes with the Sunday Funday Q&Anus. Sometimes it's a fucking great. It's always a great show. It's always a great fun time. But sometimes the questions are primo. They're fucking on point. Sometimes, like today, we're like in between. We have some good questions and we have some gunch. We got some gunch today. This is from Octave Kostash. Pops, why is my left shoulder hurt after arm day? I can't.
We choose truth over facts.
Why is my arm hurt after arm day? I don't know.
Loud noises!
Because you fucking hurt your arm. I don't know. Some monkey escaped from a zoo and punched you in the arm. I don't fucking know why your arm hurts. My arm hurts. Why? Because you're a little bitch. Let me just put on my thinking hat, my Riddler hat, and just Batman forever. I just suck your life into my brain. I'll think about it. All right. Indapre, what up, man? How can I revamp my critical thinking skills? Revamp or improve, you mean? Critical thinking skills. How can I revamp? I'm sure you're reading, you're educating yourself, right? I mean, make sure that you ask questions. Ask questions and think. Honestly, having time to think. Don't react. Think. Just because you heard someone say something, you read something in the news, you heard someone say something, think about it. Think before you speak. Get other opinions. Research. Ponder it. Having some more time also. A lot of people just take little headlines and just spit it back out and act like they know what they're talking about. So honestly, that's why reading is so important. Reading, because when you're reading, you're thinking, you're processing. When you're just you're just looking at headlines or watching videos, you kind of boom, 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 boom. Meditation's also very important. Allows you to kind of pause and focus on individual concepts. Raph, learn the Socratic method. Yeah, go back to the OGs, right? That's why reading's so important, because you're able to be with yourself, processing what you're consuming, and make sure that you are. Yeah, you're welcome, man. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're amazing. You always ask very, very educated questions. I think it's great. I wish more people ask, how do I improve my critical thinking? I mean, we all need to improve those things. But it's also important too. Exactly. I was about to say the biases. Yeah, SH, consider the source too. What biases could they have? I mean, we're all biased. Everyone's biased. Everyone's biased because of their experiences. They're biased because of their education. They're biased because of what works for them. This is why, as much as I might hit out against certain foods and be like, fuck that, I don't eat that, I don't like that, this does this, it's still my experience, my opinion. And that's why I always say that's why I always say, these are my opinions. And then do the elimination diet, for example, right? Do that yourself and then test it. If you love eating this one, who am I to tell you not to do it? I just want you to find the foods and understand that foods have an effect on you. What effect? You don't know unless you test it, because you're an individual with your own gut biome, with your own habits, with your own life, your own genetics. Figure out what works best for you. So I'll have strong opinions, but strong opinions held loosely is also another good way to think about it. Strong opinions held loosely. I have strong opinions, but if I find better data and I find something it blows my fucking brain, I'll tell you and I'll be like, well, I'll change that. I'll learn something, be like, well, fuck me. I'm doing that now. Boom. Strong opinions held loosely. Don't be afraid to change your mind. That's why I don't remove content. That's why I don't change things. And I have videos that show me eating bags of Sour Patch Kids. I don't eat that shit anymore, but I did. And I've improved dramatically in my health for it. And I've changed my life, and I continue to improve, and I continue to try to do new things and find and navigate new things. So it's people are they dig their heels in and they don't change, and then they don't improve, and they're just being inauthentic, and it wears you down inside. It's you need to literally acquire information and then make better decisions. If you learn something better, then fucking change your mind. Change your fucking mind. Why can't people change their minds? Same thing with political things and everything. You can't create. Here's another thing. Here's some other information. Do not create your identity around your thoughts. You have an idea. I eat beef right now. It's not my fucking identity. Yeah, I say I eat a steak, go to the fucking gym, I eat a steak. Okay. Well, I mean, that's not who I am. I am not steak. I am not steak. Maybe I am steak, actually, with all the steak I've eaten. But, if you make your identity around being a vegan, for example, then you are for example, your channel, everything is about being a vegan. Then guess what happens when you realize it's not the best way to eat? It's not healthy for you, and you're extremely deficient in major vitamins or minerals, and you're just not performing at your best, and your health is failing, but everything is around vegan. Then you keep on trying to fit a square peg in a round hole. It's change your mind, change your approach. it's not healthy to create your identity. It's same thing with fat acceptance or body positive and fat positive bullshit. You create a whole following and your identity around being fat, then you can't ever get healthy because then you're being inauthentic and you're going to be ostracized by your own audience. And you really, that's why they get railroaded and then their audience gets angry. It's like, you told us that this, that, and the other, and now you're losing weight. That's why fat people or these, those types of people get really upset when anyone changes their mind. It's like, change your mind. Change your mind. It's okay to change your mind. Change your mind. Yeah, I agree with both of you. In the comments, Maria and Wax. I agree. Maria writes, your channel has completely changed how I look and experience food. You've changed my life, Papa. Swoleflation is necessary. Yeah, and I agree with what Wax says. Wax says, Maria, in all respect, you change your own life. Take some credit for your healthy choices. Agreed. I can't train for you. I can't make the decisions for you. I'm just spouting off all sorts of stuff, trying to share my experience and, provide the content in X, and we have the community and all the things that we do here. But that's what's beautiful about the 7 pillars. Like, here are the tools, right? Here are the tools. You join the Swole fam, you join Unlimited, you got all this stuff. Cool. You have to do it. You're the one that's working in your community. You're the one that's making the food. You're the one that's buying the food and shopping and cooking it. You're the one that's doing the training. You're the one that's getting quality sleep and hydrating. You're the one that's practicing yoga. You're the one that's doing the brain gains. You're the one that's doing it every day, not me. Provide the tools. Provide the tools. You still have to execute. 1,000%. You all are, everyone that's changed their lives here in the Swole fam, sure, we support one another, but you are doing it. You are doing it. You're putting in the work. And that's why it's so satisfying, because you're changing your life from the bottom up. Some gorillas for the entire Swole fam. Let's get some applause for the whole Swole fam.
I will rain down on a godly fucking fire.
That's exactly. Apply that knowledge, cock. Fucking cool. See, I want to go balls deep today. I'm ready for some fucking shit post right now. We'll have to wait 2 days. It's okay. Settle down. Settle down. All right. Let's see. Let's just keep it free flowing. I'm not taking any more Instagram questions. I think I've had my fill with Instagram. Interpret, your identity should not be connected with your ambivalent thoughts. 1,000%. Yeah. It's just amazing how people, I think that's one of the biggest things, is that you have these ideas. I think that's one of the problems with social media, more so now than ever before, because on social media, like all the hashtags you use or where you get attention, right? Where you get attention is really where people are going to go all in. Like, people start posting fat positive stuff, and then they get some following, and then they keep on going down that rabbit hole, and they create their whole mindset around this thing. They can never leave it. They just box themselves into a corner, changing all the hashtags. Like, hashtags literally have just fractured our society into all these different like identity camps. And then you have this intersectionality, and you have social intersectionality. You have like social media intersectionality and people crossing things over, and the activist bullshit and flags and profiles and whatever acronym people want to use and pronouns and all this nonsense to get attention, to feel part of something, because people are so disconnected from their communities. They have no purpose. Their money is worth jack shit, and it's decreasing and devaluing every fucking day, which is why we have swoleflation. We have swoleflation while we can't afford gas for our cars, but at least we can make some sick fucking gains in the process. So people are looking for belonging. They're looking for love and attention and belonging. And where they get that? They get that from social media. They get that from their hashtags. They get that from their community. They get that from their followers. But it's not really intimate. It's not people, like, most people don't have followings that is like real life. We connect. The Swole fam, we're talking on the phone. We are connecting all the time. So we're really engaging. So it's much more than just something digital. But most people are very disconnected, and they're looking for some sort of community. They're looking for pillar one. They don't understand what they're finding, and they don't realize that that's what they're substituting by using hashtags, by using these ideologies. And yeah, well, actually, that's well said, but it's actually deeper than that. So Raf says, hashtag the thing I should care about here. Yes, but it's actually more hashtag things other people are going to think highly about me for here, right? It's virtue signaling. So people will use any kind of hashtag to be like, oh, look at me. I don't know, like whatever it is, Whatever it is. Hashtag look at me, I'm a good person. Hashtag give me attention and give me points. Hashtag give me a cookie. Look at what I did. You know? I put a multicolored flag and, BLM in my bio. Like, look at me, I'm a good person. It's like, am I good now? Now I'm protected because I'm good. Look at me, I'm good. It's nonsense. It's nonsense. It doesn't mean you can't believe in things and stand for things, but we all know how it works online. We all know we all know the people that just change their profiles and their bios depending on where the wind blows. So a lot of it is just, it's nonsense. People don't have their own personalities. They don't know who they are. That's a big part of it. People don't know who they are. They never figured out who they are. They just grew up on the internet and they grew up with the algorithm tells them who they are. The algorithm tells them what they should think about. The mainstream media tells people what they should care about and what they should do. That's what they're trying to do now. The media is trying to tell you what you should care about, what you should think. Have you seen? Yeah, I know you've seen it. We talk about in the Red, White, and Swole chat, but holy fucking propaganda. The propaganda is absolutely out of control with the whole Ukraine-Russia shit. It is so hard to figure out what the fuck is going on. The propaganda is out of control. It's so fucking bad. Most people have no idea what's going on. I, for one, don't. There's so much fucking lies. Everyone, have you seen these, so many of these pictures and these fucking situations are pictures from movies, from old wars, from other countries. It's all just nonsense and manipulation. And I'm not saying there aren't tragedies going on, but there is so much gaslighting and so much manipulation and propaganda. It's really hard, but this is, now, but this has been happening with everything. You're just seeing the algorithm in the mainstream really at their worst right now. It's really brutal. It's really just, look, isn't it funny how COVID disappeared, right? COVID just disappeared once this, war skirmish battle happened. No more COVID. It's gone. It's done. It just disappeared. You don't see it anywhere. You go on the fucking any news channel or mainstream bullshit news channel, you don't see anything. You have to scroll down all the way down and maybe find a graph like, well, COVID cases are plummeting. It's like, no shit. Nowhere. Just disappeared. Who would have thought that a war just eradicates COVID? Oh, shucks. Wish it happened sooner. Not really, but you get it. You get it. Mel, word on the street is if you post a pro-Russia video, YouTube will give you a strike. I'm sure they will. Well, the censorship is even harder about that stuff. Super one-sided. I mean, whatever. All right. Courtney, I'm black and I actually can't stand when people put BLM in their bios. I don't need to do that. I don't think you need to do it. It should be common sense to assume you're not reasonable. It's like, yeah, it's like you do that. It's like, look, I'm safe. Look, I'm good, right? I'm a good person. I'm a good person. It's like, oh my God. It's just a shield. It's a shield. That's what when we were seeing all these hashtags, right? We'll call them like the social justice infinity stones. Like, look, it's like a Captain America shield. You put that force field. Now you can't say anything bad. And this is what happens when we look at these pro-obesity posts. You'll see in there, it'll be like fat positive, girls need to eat big and look big too. Hashtag this. And then hashtag eating disorder recovery. They'll throw in like eating disorder hashtags. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You're talking about being pro-obese. How is that eating disorder recovery? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? But they'll throw in these other hashtags as like a little shield. And then if you say something about their stupid fat positive post, then you're a bad person because you're attacking someone with an eating disorder. Like, I know. God, if you're eating Taco Bell all the time, yeah, you definitely have an eating disorder. But again, these are just tactics in order for people to play the victim and protect themselves or think they're protecting themselves. They're really just making a fool of themselves. Most people won't say anything, but I am not most people. And most people think it. They just don't say it. More people are talking about it, though. It's very obvious, though. Anyway. Let's see here. Some services have taken down Russian music. It's insane. I don't understand what's going on with that. Like, why are you canceling all this stuff from Russia? It's It's not the people, is it? It's going way too far. In my opinion, this is mostly just like, in my opinion, the administration just wants to pretend like they don't want further conflict, but everything is just instigating more. So from the beginning, it looks like here's the problem. And this is perfect. I'm just a finishing rant. I'm no expert in all of this, but it just like the piece, it just makes sense. If you learn about money, you know how this works. When there's massive, ironically, the Swole card today is Swoleflation, but we have rampant inflation. Seriously, it's the worst ever. And it's not going to stop. The only way they can keep this fucking Ponzi scheme going is to print more money. How do you print more money? You go to war, so you can print more money. So it's like we're trying to do everything in our power to pretend on the surface like we don't want to instigate a conflict. We don't want a war. Get the fuck out of here. The Democrats always want war. Get the fuck out of here. All right. This has been something that they have to print more money. They have to. You want to raise interest rates, you're going to crash the economy. They have to keep on printing. Can't stop it. Can't stop printing money. So how do you print more money? You go to war, and then you just have a fucking blank check and just keep on pumping it out. So it's going to be like kind of tiptoeing through the tulips until some tragedy happens that can go viral online. And then, oh my God, now we have to join. Now we have to get involved. Great. So that's really what it is. It's just going to be like pandering, pretending like we don't want to get involved when they really want to. They're just waiting for an excuse or waiting for something that's going to piss off the American public so much that, you know, it's just going to be like unanimous. It's like 9/11. I'm not saying that 9/11 was bad. I remember it. I was watching it live, actually. I saw the second plane hit the tower live. But we didn't have social media then. Facebook wasn't around then. We had like instant messenger, but it was, we didn't have this type of communication like we do now. So it's different. We didn't have all the different angles. We didn't have it wasn't as transparent manipulation and censorship and stuff as it is now. So it's like a similar situation, but it's just different. It's different. The way social media and the internet is right now, it's just much different than it was 20 years ago, obviously. That's right, Joe. They want war. It's good for money. Yeah, because you can print it. You can print it. And who's going to keep on raking in BlackRock and all these, and the military complex is going to keep on suckling and stealing from the American people. So anyway, that's just like, it's always about the money. And that's not a cliche. It's a fact. It's a fact. It's about the money. Everyone, I see it on TikTok too, but everyone that thinks it's Joe Biden's fault because of the oil prices, well, oil prices around the world are higher too. Do you understand what the petrodollar is? No, they don't. They don't understand. It's like, well, it's just denominated in US dollars. Motherfucker, why do you think we were in the Middle East for 20 years? You think it was for Al-Qaeda? Do you really think so? Like, people don't understand like the depth of what, this country, the United States, has done. I'm not saying it's good shit in order to enforce the petrodollar. Like, that's literally, it's power, it's control. So, yeah, there's a reason why these things are happening. It's a great cover for killing the economy for the last 2 years. It's a great cover. It's a great misdirection. It's a great magic trick. And I'm not saying it's good. I know people are dying, but at the same time, it's like that movie Wag the Dog. Like, I don't know what's really going on. All these pictures and all these things, literally, it could be not. I'm not saying it's not happening. I know we see people on the ground and people have friends. I'm just saying, like, all I know is what I see on a screen. Like, I don't know what the fuck is going on there. I know what people show me. That's some scary shit. Like, I don't know. This could all be, not saying it is, but I'm saying, what if it is made up and they're showing me war footage? Like, I see a tank blowing up. Oh shit. Well, there's movies. Like, I don't know. I'm not there. So I don't know. I only know what I read and what I see and what you hear on podcasts, just like all of you. But I know things are going on over there. I'm quite certain that shit's not good. But the reasoning and the logic and why it's happening and all the censorship, it's like when things are censored, you can't hear other people's sides of the story. So if they're blocking all the Russian shit, it's like, I don't know what they're thinking or people are saying. It's like, you can't hear. I don't trust my fucking government. I don't trust these fucking clowns. They're going to send more young people to die for For what? So they can print more money, so they can pocket most of it when they're printing $40,000 or $50,000 per household during COVID, and then everyone gets like $2 or $3 grand. Where the fuck is the other money going? Where is it going? It's going to fucking Pfizer and all these goddamn companies that are just making money, harming people's health. No one's talking about actually getting healthier. They're just killing people, stealing and killing people. And all these politicians keep on making money and they're fucking half dead assholes. It's stupid. More people are aware of this, and it's complicated. It's complicated. You know, it takes a lot of time to learn this stuff. It takes a lot of time to even understand it, or relatively, or like lightly understand it. And most people have to work 3 fucking jobs. So the more that inflation goes up, the less time people have to actually learn. And that's what people in power want. They don't want you understanding how much of a fucking criminal they are. If you're busy with 3 kids and 3 jobs and your dollar is getting less valuable by the day, as long as they allow you to keep food on your table, you won't be rioting in the streets. You'll be too distracted to actually give a shit or know what the fuck is going on. Tons of corruption. That's why we need a smaller government. I'm not saying we shouldn't have a government, but it needs to be drill that shit down. Smaller government, more powers to the states, move to the state that you like, and then just keep on going. It doesn't have to break up the country, just needs to be more power to the states. At least a start. But we've already seen that happen since COVID. A lot of states are like, you know what, fuck that. And I think a lot of people, well, obviously, most people don't understand how the government works and how the state governments work and the power of the states. And that's why people were shitting on DeSantis or Abbott and all these other states that really took a stand. It's literally how this country's designed. Everyone's like, oh my God, these people are, you're killing people. They don't understand how this country actually functions. It's designed that way. It's designed so federal authority doesn't get too large. Like, that's how it was designed. Safeguards and protections to make sure that the people hold the power. But people just love giving that shit away, don't they? They love to give it up. They love to give up their security. They love to give up their freedoms. And the scary part is how willing people are to give that shit up. And they certainly were. And they still are. Eager to give up their freedom so daddy can take care of you. Daddy government.
I am very willing to let the American public judge my physical and mental my physical as well as my mental fitness.
Yeah, about that. Oh, I agree, Pedro. Hate to admit the truth, but we are watching the purposeful destruction of the U.S. and the Constitution. Dude, everything that's been done since Biden got in office is literally just, it's like every worst decision possible. No one's even talking about Afghanistan anymore, right? No one's even talking about that because it's just misdirection after misdirection. Like, it's already not in, like, no one's talking about that anymore because this is one fucking terrible goddamn decision. Can you make a worse decision on purpose more than this fucking guy? Can you make, like, the worst decision possible? It's really hard to be as terrible of a president as Biden is. It's really, really impressive, to be honest. It's extremely impressive. And I don't even care. I don't care who you voted for. It's not even, this is subjective. Seriously, everyone will just get defensive, like, or you're Trump or you're this. I don't care who you voted for. Let's just look at the facts and the reality of the current situation. Like, who thinks things are going well? Who thinks things have been going well for the last year and a half? Like, are you fucking blind or retarded? Like, have you been paying attention? Like, with one eye open? Maybe a 90 IQ? Like, that's all you need. I mean, Forrest Gump would be like, I don't like that, Johnny. Like, he would have known. Forrest Gump would have fucking caught this a while ago. Forrest Gump would be a better president.
My name's Forrest Gump.
Not too sure what the difference would be. You'd speak better. All right, I'm just ranting now. It sucks. It sucks because I know people. I mean, I have so many friends that fought for this country, and served, and we have a lot of members in the fam. It's just really embarrassing. It's embarrassing. It's just fucking embarrassing. Let's see here. Mel, Trump called Biden mentally handicapped in a recent speech. Where's the lie, bro? He said that, Jesus Christ. I mean, didn't it? It's not necessary. That's obvious. It's obvious. But no, but Mel, he's got a stutter. It's a stutter. It's a stutter, Mel.
Come on, man.
It's a stutter since when he was little. It's a stutter. I don't know. Listen to him talk like a couple years ago. It was bad, but it's still, God, he's a fucking walking corpse. Anyway, Cerny, worst I've ever seen in my 66 years. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's why we gotta stick together, stay centered, make sure, look, you gotta focus again. All this stuff, we'll end it here, but all this stuff, you still have to pay attention and focus on what you can control. And I think that's the lesson that you have to take away from today's episode is just, you can't control, like, can you control what's going on in Russia and Ukraine? No. Can you control what Brandon does? Unfortunately, no. You can't. Like, you can't control what anyone does but you. You cannot control anything but what you do. So, as much as it's important to pay attention, you can't be obsessed and stressing and, on your phone, like, oh my God, hashtag and Twitter. People are way too involved with international politics, international affairs. Like, you need to prepare for shit that you need to do for you and your family. Being aware is one thing. Being aware so you can make the right decisions for you and your family is one thing. But obsessing over shit you can't control, it's just like, it's like just being like, you just can't. You can't live your life like that. You can't live your life at a fucking 11 all the time. You have to be aware of what's going on so you can make the right decisions. And then aside from that, you have to focus on what you can control. And that's a very small window of things. All right. So, fam, great episode. Good shit. Let's get some American. And we'll keep an eye on things, right? So, fam, tomorrow, by the way, tomorrow, we'll get away that Swole card in a second. Tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern time, we have our accountability meeting. Tomorrow, Monday, March 14th, 12 noon Eastern time, live call. So you can join the fam today, swolenormousx.com. All memberships, remember, all memberships get access to the live calls. And, we talked about it briefly. We'll talk about it tomorrow, but I'll just tell you right now, Friday's episode will also be a private live call, tentatively also at 12 noon Eastern time. So if you don't want to miss tomorrow's episode and Friday's episode, join the fam live call. We'll have a roundtable on Friday. Tomorrow we'll have some call-ins too, but we got new releases. We have awesome Swole fam posts as per usual for our accountability meeting. It's going to be fucking awesome. Be there or be square, be a jabroni or be a triangle. Like, you don't want to be either one of those things. Like, be a circle, I suppose. It's like a circle. Be a circle. Be a circle. You are all awesome. And I do value everyone. Look, you don't have to agree with everything that I say. I don't expect you to. But we speak what we feel and we use logic and common sense, and we're all in this together. So none of us want bad things to happen, but we have to focus on what we can control. And again, like, if you have eyes and ears and half a brain, you can objectively look at what's going on and be like, all right, what the fuck is happening? And, if you have the time, go deeper. Honestly, like I said yesterday, the day before, learning about money, learning about monetary policy, or learning about the history of money and what money is, and going down that rabbit hole, which is why I'm such a huge fan of Bitcoin, but learning about how money works. We have that on the Amazon store in Papa Swolio's book club. We have a lot of books about that, but learning about money and how it functions in our world throughout history, and everything goes back to that. Money is literally money, liberty, and property. Like, this is just, these are things that, this is how humans interact throughout history. This is how you store human energy. And this is how either we can plan for the future or we have to think short term. And the problem with inflation, which is why today's card again is Swoleflation, the reason why that's a problem is because when prices are rising and your dollar or your money is decreasing in value, you can't plan for the future, can you? You're in a constant state of flux. You're constantly anxious. You're constantly stressed because you are losing. You are losing. You can't plan for the future when gas is $10 a fucking gallon. How can you plan for the future? Because you don't know if it's going to be 15 or 20. When you have when there's uncertainty, people lose their fucking minds. That's another reason why people are losing their shit through COVID, because the policies were getting jerked around. It's literally textbook. It's textwork brainwashing. And this is a reason why, you heard what the phrase that's circling around from Robert Malone, what was it? The mass psychosis. I mean, it's absolutely true. But when you jerk people around, when you're, like the mask on, no mask, or 5 masks and no masks, and vaccines and no vaccines, and mandates and this, when you literally jerk people around and you make them so fucking scared and chaotic, people need to plan for the future. And with inflation, you can't plan for the future. You're constantly anxious. You're constantly heightened to 11. And people can't live like that. They snap. They crack, they get anxious, they get angry, they get scared. Anxious and scared. And guess what happens after anxious and scared? Anger, fear, rage, chaos, blame, and all the government and all they're doing, they get people all wound up, anxious, scared, and then they direct your attention, your anger to one country or to one thing, or something happens, and then all of a sudden, get them! And then we go to war, and they print money, and they keep jerking each other off. It's kind of like what happens, in a very rudimentary sense. But when you see it, it's like, well, they're just walking us down the plank right now. All right, Swoleflation. All right, here we go. Let's give this fucking card away. That's all I have to say about that, Janae. All right. Swoleflation. Come on, bish. Swoleflation. Come on, bish. Swoleflation. Swoleflation today is going to Raph. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Raph. R-A-F. Get your Swoleflation. Fuck inflation. Get yourself some Swoleflation. Let's get yoked. Congratulations, Raph. Send us an email to support@swolenormous.com. Swole card 2137 in the subject and your mailing address in the body of the email. Very nice. Very nice. Good little American. Whoop, 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 whoop. All right, let's see. Let's get a soundboard. Now we're going to go into a little bit of closing nut. And you can look, we do this, but by the way, you can make some soundboard requests. So we will play the man piano. We'll get some cock piano going, but you can drop some soundboard requests in the comments down below. It's Nut This Beesh, and we'll see you tomorrow for the live call. Don't miss out on that. Join the fam today, swolenormousx.com, or you're going to miss it. Don't miss it. Nut This Beesh. Falcon, take us away. Let's go. Make your soundboard requests in the comments down below. Let's get it going.
Bullshit. All of it.
A little cock piano coming up in just a minute. Dominion is good and strong. Hopefully Papa gets some new software. Oh, fuck you.
I will rain down on a godly fucking firestorm upon you.
God damn it, Pedro. God damn it.
There are no more shenanigans, no more tomfoolery, no more ballyhoo.
Well, I could be wrong, but I believe diversity is an old wooden ship that was used during the Civil War era.
Inconceivable!
I didn't know they stacked shit that high. The more you hate me, the more you will learn.
What the hell kind of country is this where I can only hate a man if he's white?
The attacks on me, quite frankly, are attacks on science.
I got hairy legs.
He's on fire! Mr. Strickland! How shall we fuck off, oh Lord?
Fucking nailed it. Heyo.
Emotional damage! bullshit, Derek.
I'm funny how? I mean funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you?
Wow. 60% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
House is a fucking prison on planet bullshit. The galaxy of this sucks camel dicks.
Yeah, nailed it again. Such a dude.
I'm gonna put my nutsack on drum set. Hadouken! Hadouken! Shoryuken! Are there any women here today?
What happened to your queer party friends?
Einhorn is Finkel. Finkel is Einhorn.
There's Tiny Tuck, Typical Tuck, Total Tuck, and the Tyrannical Tuck.
Quick release. All right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That Hansel's so hot right now.
Oh, fam. All right. Excellent. Well done. Well done. Well done. Oh, Kurochka, that's one of my favorite ones. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul. It's a little bit of a long one right now, but that's one of my favorite soundboards. One of my favorites. Einhorn is a man. It was heavy. It was a heavy man cast. You know why? Because we had something else that was heavy.
Because.
Mm-hmm. Always a heavy man cast. Fantastic. Great show. Great time. And I hope you all learned something, asked some good questions, had a good time. As always, a good Sunday Funday Q&Anus. Long one today. We're going extra long again for a good reason.
Because.
We have to go extra long because we can't go as deep today, but we went super deep. Like, I don't even know. What's after balls deep? Put the balls in. It's very acrobatic. It's artistic, actually. It's a sommelier of that knowledge cock, actually. So, anyway, we'll see you tomorrow. So, accountability meeting. Tomorrow's episode will be private. SwoleNoRmousX.com. We'll be back here for 21:39 for Tainty Tuesday. And let me tell you, if you thought we've gone deep before, you ain't seen nothing yet. All right, like, subscribe, leave us a review, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you like to bang your ear holes, share the podcast, thedailyswole.com for all those live stream links, all down in the show notes, in the description, wherever you're listening or watching this. And of course, SwoleNoRmousX.com to join the greatest fam today. You join right now for less than $5. Check out all our options, all our memberships for all the programs and stuff, but all memberships get access to the private community. So you could join and be there for tomorrow's accountability meeting, 12 noon Eastern time. And we'll see you there, fam. Peace, McGeese, deuce, Magoose, your boy, Papa Swolio. Oh.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808s, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they king left and they so mad, it's like...
Yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag.
That's a bag that you made. That's a bag that you made. That's a bag that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint chill. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? Yeah, whoa, my shit is relevant. Our topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons out closets and making new deposits.